Hey guys, it's me, Sophia. Welcome back and welcome if you're new here. So today's video I wanted to talk about a routine, building your routine and habits, but in particular I wanted to share with you habits and things that I've incorporated into my routine, things that have really improved my life, but most importantly improved my mental health. So, 2020 was really hard on all of us. We all know why. We're not gonna talk about it. But for me personally, the hardest years were 2021 and 2022, partially because there was a lot of things going on in my family, but also there was a lot of things going on in my life and in my relationships. I was really in a very, very bad place in my life and in a very bad place mentally. And, our generation is constantly overstimulated, and anxiety is just a part of our life these days. It's time for a change. I've decided it was just time for a change, and no therapy will help me. No one can help me if I'm not gonna take the situation in my hands and do something about it. Therefore, also on advice, as I was in therapy as well, I got also some advices on how I can deal with this. How can I approach the situation and make my routine more sustainable in a way? And so I have developed a routine and habits that have helped me so much. And therefore, I'm going to share them all with you. And maybe you will resonate with something. And maybe it'll be helpful. These habits that I'm about to share with you, they may seem simple and they may seem ineffective. But I'm telling you, doing all these together and doing them consistently have helped me so much. Like, I'm a changed person from a year ago. I'm just gonna dive straight into the points without talking too much. So first things first, what I've changed in my life is waking up early. I always used to believe that I am a night owl. I always used to believe that early morning, I'm not a morning person. I don't like it. And I definitely, a year ago, I was far away from being a morning person. And now I am. I'm an early riser. I wake up at 7 a.m. every day. In the summers, I can wake up even earlier if I want to. First of all, it allows me to keep a really consistent sleeping schedule. It allows me to keep myself disciplined. There's never a time where I slack on waking up early. It's important for me, and it's important for me to stay consistent with it and disciplined with it, because it just really sets the tone for the day. I wake up early and I start doing my things immediately. I get on with my day, but also it's just the best time to wake up, because if you oversleep, if you go like past 10 a.m. mark, you're just gonna wake up feeling sluggish. Whenever I would wake up like past 10 a.m., I feel like half of my day is gone, and I really hate this feeling. So waking up early in the morning really sets the tone for me and allows me to understand that, I'm awake, I'm ready to do things, I'm ready to conquer the day. And there's this expression, if you conquer the morning, you conquer the day. Facts. First, when you're not used to it, you're not gonna like it for sure. But once you get on with it, and later on, you're gonna feel so good about it, and you're gonna feel so proud of yourself, and you're gonna be like, damn, I woke up early in the morning and I did this and this and that. It really gives you a boost. It really gives you a boost of your self-esteem even. Your confidence is up because you promised yourself that you're gonna wake up at 7 in the morning. You woke up, you got your things done, and you get on with your day. It really keeps me more disciplined. It definitely keeps me more productive. And it may sound like it's overrated, but trust me, you get the most of the day and most of your work done in the morning, so that later on in the evening you can chill and rest and you can socialize and spend that time however you want, because most of the activities and work you get to do early in the morning because you wake up early, you have more time to do them. So the second rule that I have is I never check my phone before I check in with myself. The way you wake up sets the tone of the day. 100%, it is true. If you wake up and the first thing you do is go on your phone and check social media, and you just start scrolling, you start checking your emails, you start checking messages, your brain is just in the purest, calmest state when you wake up. And you just overload it with information. And overall, it's just another really good way to start a day, because you're overstimulating your brain. And it's proven scientifically that people that start their day with checking their phones, checking social media, email, work, etc., they naturally have more anxiety and stress, because it's the first thing that they do in the morning, and their mindset is just straight away negative. Yeah, just be mindful of that, because I definitely believe that the way you start your day sets the tone. So if that's the first thing you do when you wake up, be mindful of that, because that can mess up your entire day. For sure, I can speak for myself that whenever I did that, whenever I started my day with the first thing I did, if I checked my phone and I scrolled social media, I always had a bad day. Like, I always was unproductive, unfocused. My brain, I felt mentally tired already in the morning, because I've spent an hour on my phone instead of getting up and getting things done. And I don't know, having a stretch, drinking a glass of water at least before doing that. I haven't had even my morning coffee, but I'm already there feeling overstimulated and mentally exhausted. Yeah, what I do instead is I do keep my phone by my bedside, but you know how in iPhone you have this focus, and basically I put my phone on do not disturb, but the focus thing is really amazing, because basically it sets my phone automatically goes into sleep after 10:30, and until the time I wake up it's in sleep mode. And after, when I wake up, I put focus on personal. So, and I don't see any notifications basically until I have the mental capacity to actually view them. As soon as I wake up, I listen to positive affirmations. I also have positive affirmations and quotes that kind of boost my self-esteem or boost my motivation on the wall. So that's the first thing I see in the morning. Most importantly, I listen to positive affirmations. You can read positive affirmations, you can write them down, but for me it definitely changed my life so much. And maybe you can think it's a placebo, but trust me, when your brain is raw in the morning and that's the first thing you hear and it's positive affirmations, you absorb them so well. And even if I'm not really concentrating on them, or I feel like I'm half asleep, it really goes in your subconscious, so it goes deeper than your consciousness. And sometimes those positive affirmations pop up during the day. I will face a problem or something, I will encounter something that is challenging, and then I will remember this affirmation that I heard in the morning, and I'm like, there's nothing that I can't do. And that's the thing, that it's scientifically proven that 80% of our thoughts are negative because of the survival instinct. And naturally, we're already wired that way. And if we keep stimulating that part, this negative mindset, if we keep stimulating it, it's becoming only worse. And then we're wondering why we're depressed or why we have anxiety. It's because that's what we're feeding. So yeah, substitute that with something else. Read positive affirmations. Say positive affirmations. Clip something on the wall, so that the first thing can even be a picture, but a picture that motivates you. The picture that when you start the day, first things first, seeing that picture, you get a positive feeling, you get positive emotions, and it charges you. A third rule that I've incorporated into my life that I cannot live without is physical activity. I am very active in my life, and I've done sports my whole life, but during the past 3 years, I was not very consistent with it until, summer 2022? Yeah. I went back to the gym, and now I'm a regular. I'm definitely very, very regular. I'm very consistent with the gym. I go 5 times a week to the gym, Monday to Friday, and for me, it's just the most important thing in the world. So that's how I start my day. I wake up at 7 a.m. I listen to positive affirmations or read them. I also have like a Pinterest board with all the like pictures or positive like affirmations and quotes that motivate me. So I can also look at those. And then I brush my teeth, I get ready, and I go to the gym. And usually by like 7:58 I am in the gym and I'm working out. And at first it was hard, but once I got used to it, and actually it was so much easier to get into it because it's the best feeling in the world. I allow myself, obviously on the weekends I have rest days, but I'm still trying to keep it active, and I can have like a walk or yoga, a stretch, so like it's like a more gentle activity so that I can recover better. But yeah, it's everything. Honestly, sometimes I go to the gym and I have so much going on in my head and I'm so worried about things, and I go there, I literally sweat it out. I come out, I'm a different person. I am at peace. I am more productive. I'm definitely more focused. It helped me to improve my sleeping cycles because by the end of the day, it's very easy for me to fall asleep early because I'm tired. Because the first things first, I woke up early, I went to the gym, and physically I feel tired, so it's so easy for me to fall asleep. And it's just an amazing feeling, and because it's the first thing I do in the morning, it keeps me productive throughout the day. If I start my day with accomplishing one task, it's gonna keep me productive for the rest of the day, and it's actually a fact. It's also, I think there was like a research on that if you start your morning by accomplishing one task, you will be productive, you will be motivated to keep it productive throughout the day. And of course, physical activity is just so important. It's really important for your mental health, for your physical health. It's all connected. And it helped me so much with reducing my anxiety, reducing stress, and boosting my dopamine for sure. It's great. Work out, people. Sweat it out. Find something that you love. It can be tennis, football, anything, and just try to keep it fun. I love going to the gym. It's really, gym is my playground, and I love it. And of course, like, when I went there the first time, I did feel a little bit like, there's like gym intimidation. I don't know how to use it. I don't know this. I don't know that. But hey, everyone starts from zero. There's so many people always coming and leaving that, and honestly, no one cares. No one cares in the gym. Everyone is so focused on themselves. People go there to work out. People go there to sweat. I would say if you keep it on the regular, if you will be able to keep it consistently throughout the whole week, right? At least 5 times a week. I'm telling you, you can go one day you go to the gym, another day you do yoga, another day you go for a hike or for a walk. 30 minutes a day is more than enough. Like if you do 30 minutes a day of activity, keep it up for at least 2 weeks, you will see the result. Fourth habit that I've implemented is, you're not gonna like that one, cold showers. Yes, baby, cold showers. Or contrast showers. So after I do my workout, I take a shower in the gym and keep the water warm, and then I switch it to as cold as possible. Now, at first it feels like torture. I'm standing there like, but afterwards, first of all, it really wakes you up. And it is proven, guys, it is scientifically proven that it boosts your energy levels, improves mood swings in general, improves your mood because it boosts your serotonin levels, dopamine, I think, as well. It improves your immune system, improves blood pressure, helps me with my recovery. It also reduces stress and anxiety, and it also boosts your metabolism. And I think there's so much more, but it really does help me recover better. It helps definitely with my mental health as well, surprisingly. But yeah, I don't do cold plunges because I don't have a bath. But contrast shower or cold shower really helps. Usually I'm standing under it for about like a minute and a half. And I'm trying to prolong it now, but usually like a minute and a half is enough. The first 10 seconds are the worst, but after you feel good. Trust me, you feel so good after. It's legit. Number 5 is moment of therapy, I call it, because obviously we don't always have access to therapy, and currently I'm off therapy because I'm stable, I'm good. But also it's something that when I've worked with a therapist, it's also something that I realized is really important to do, is to basically keep going with the therapy practices, such as journaling, meditation, gratitude, and things like that. Every day I do one of these. Well, you already know that I start my day with positive affirmations, which is also a part of that. But every day I do something that would be counted as the moment of therapy. So it can be a journaling session where I journal about my feelings and also my accomplishments, because it allows me to acknowledge the work that I've done, really see and reflect on what I've done, what I have achieved so far, risks that I've taken, what worked, what didn't. And also if I need to like just vent, and if I have some problems, some challenges in my life, whenever I write it down, I realize that it's actually smaller than it actually was in my head. And really, writing things down that bother you sometimes is the best thing ever, because it's just, first of all, you have a clear picture of what is going on. It is also usually, when you put it down on paper, you understand that it's actually not as horrible as it was all in my head, because you just have those like thoughts circulating in your mind, and once you write them down, you kind of organize them and you see them differently. It really helps you to be aware of certain things. It helps you to look at those problems and challenges from a different point of view. Also helps you understand yourself and your feelings, which is also really important. It definitely has helped me a lot with my emotional intelligence, which is really, really important. If you're trying to understand yourself, your feelings, emotional intelligence is a key. Yeah, meditation is another thing that I've been practicing for a long time in my life, and lately it's always kind of like on and off in my life. I'm trying to be more consistent with it because definitely it helps me so much. But yeah, meditation, a moment of silence where I either focus on my body, on the sensations in my body, or focus on my breath. Another meditation that is my favorite is loving kindness. If you know, you know. If you don't, Google it. It's basically like a meditation that helps you improve your compassion and empathy towards yourself, but also others. It helps you to be more aware. It helps you to also just navigate your mind, to have control over your thoughts. Meditation is not about not thinking or anything like that. It's about spotting those thoughts, understanding that they do not serve you. It's because sometimes when we have those negative thoughts, right, they do not serve you, and just letting them go. It's not about trying to fight them or anything. It's about acknowledging and letting it go and understanding that that does not serve me and this thought does not define me. And another thing that is also helpful, and also I consider a moment of therapy, is gratitude. So when you express gratitude towards at least like 5 things in your life, but you have to be really specific. So you cannot just be like, I'm grateful for this day. What are you grateful for in this day specifically? And it really helps you acknowledge the little things in your life and understand how important they are, and how much they actually contribute to your life and its quality. Because sometimes we just go on with our life and we're forgetting that there is something in our life that we have that we used to pray for, and now it's here and we kind of just forget about it. It just really reminds you of how important it is to be grateful for, even for the little things in our life. And it naturally just allows you to set into this positive mindset and feel grateful, and naturally you just feel happier. Another habit that I have, rule that I have, is I call it no mess around, no mess in the mind. It basically means keeping everything in order. If you come to my house, like, my friends know me as a person who keeps everything in order. I don't like mess. I used to be a messy person, but now as an adult, I have definitely improved. And I try to keep things in order always. It's really important for me, and I can see how much impact it has also on my mind. My mom raised me and my sister in the way that once a week we clean the house and we all have chores. Usually on Fridays we always clean the house. It is non-negotiable. There's no she's always consistent and persistent with it. And as a kid, I used to hate it. I used to hate house chores. I never understood why it always has to be done. But the reality is just, first of all, it's discipline, keeping it consistent. But also now as an adult, I realized that she taught me how to be an adult. And I understand now how important it is, because by the end of the week, first of all, there's this chaotic energy that accumulates in the house. There's dust that settles and everything. And it's a really, really good feeling, after you done all the cleaning and you sit on the couch and you're like, oh, I did it. You feel accomplished, but also it's such a good feeling when everything is in order and everything is clean. And you feel like, yeah, now I can start this week with a fresh start. When everything is in order and the house is clean, I'm feeling I am more focused. I am naturally more happier. And yeah, it's a really good way to reset. It just kind of switches the vibe, the energy in your place. Number 7 is screen time, of course. It's another thing that was also sometimes hard to implement, but it's definitely helped me so much. It's what I already talked about. If you start your day with it, you overstimulate your brain. But also during the day, there's so much information and so many different kinds of information. Even though for you think, oh, it's just memes, or it's just this, it's just that. It's not true. For your brain, that's information. That's how brain processes it. It's information, so it's extra. And it's something that the brain needs to work on. Your brain needs to digest it. And that's the thing, that you keep feeding it with you scroll, with every scroll, you keep feeding your brain with something new. And it's just it's gonna get tired. And sometimes, I think we all had this moment where you just lose the track of time, but then half an hour or an hour passes. And then you lift your head and you're like, what the hell? In that point, it's like when you eat too much chocolate. It's like the same thing is when you eat too much sugar and you have a sugar rush. And at first, it feels like you have so much energy and you have a high, but then you get the slump of it. Then it goes down and you feel horrible. It's the same thing with social media. It's like you ate too many cookies, and you just have this carb overdose. Same here. Social media overdose. Your brain is overstimulated. You don't want to do anything because you're just mentally exhausted. Contributes also to your anxiety, your stress, and it's hard to stay focused for the rest of the day. Now, I'm not saying that you should just stop watching reels and all that, but control it. Don't allow yourself to go above 5 minutes. If you're in the environment where you need to stay productive, and now you're having a break, and you reach out for your phone to have a break watching reels, it's not a good idea. Allow yourself to have a proper break. It means go outside, get some fresh air, get a snack, sit in silence, just like close your eyes for a little bit, you're gonna feel much better than staring at your phone. You can also chat with somebody, that's not a problem, but if you go on social media and you start scrolling, you're not resting really. Like, you think that you're resting, but your brain is not resting. Your brain, again, processing information, and actually in a more fast paced than normally you would on a lesson or at work. So yeah, when you have a break, actually take a break. Like, get away from receiving information, and you will feel better and you will be more productive. Rule number 8 is another thing that has helped me so much is reducing my caffeine intake. So I am a coffee addict. I love coffee so much. I mean, come on, I live in Italy. There's such a big coffee culture here. It's impossible to say no. And it's always like here, morning, coffee. Coffee, and typical Italian breakfast is caffè cornetto, which is coffee in a croissant. And like espresso and croissant, or a cappuccino and croissant. And it's amazing. After lunch also they love to get coffee. After dinner they get coffee. So it's like a really big coffee culture here, and coffee is really good. It's not like some shitty Starbucks. It's good coffee. As much as I love it, I need to limit it. So there are days where I'm switching to decaf, and there are days where I'm also switching to matcha or green tea, but I love matcha lattes. So yeah, definitely reducing my caffeine intake has helped me also to reduce my stress, reduce my anxiety, and it definitely, like, trust me, coffee impacts your sleeping cycle. It either impacts how you fall asleep, how fast you fall asleep, or the quality of your sleep, how deep you sleep. So that's why I don't recommend having any coffee after lunchtime, even decaf, because decaf has caffeine in it. Really small amounts, but it still does. And coffee addiction is a real thing. Believe it or not, when you're withdrawing from coffee, you're gonna have withdrawal symptoms, which is usually headache, struggle, you will be struggling with focus and stuff, but long term, it's better for you. I used to wake up and feel tired, and that's what caffeine does to you. When you're used to having caffeine in the morning, straight away after you wake up, it used to be the only way I used to feel awake. I just hated also the way it controlled me, because yeah, caffeine contributes to like mood swings, caffeine contributes to anxiety, it does contribute to having more stress and insomnia and lots of other things. So yeah, coffee is not the best thing for you. There's tons of research on why coffee is not a really good thing, and I'm not saying that you should just kick it out of your life, but once in a while it's really good to have caffeine detox for like a week or even like a few days a week. Like, for example, also what I used to do is one day I would have coffee, next day I would have matcha. I did that, it has helped me. I do see how it improved my life. And yeah, I also just don't like being addicted to it, because certainly I did feel addicted to it. And yeah. Number 9 is, of course, healthy diet. Come on, it was coming. Healthy diet, what I mean by that is that I reduce the amount of processed food that I have and sugar, because again, processed food and sugar also impact your mental health. It causes mood swings, just irregularities in your mood. It also affects your sleeping cycle. It definitely also contributes to having more stress and more anxiety, depression, lots and lots of things also. And of course, high blood pressure, it increases the risk of diabetes. I mean, the list is long. I think we all know what consuming too much sugar and processed food does to your body. So yeah, just try to incorporate more fresh fruits and veggies. I do have, of course, an occasional burger once in a while, and yeah, I do have sugar once in a while, but I just try to either combine it with something more healthy or just reduce it to minimum. Another thing which is really important is that I realize that a lot of people don't realize it, is control your protein intake. As in, make sure that you consume enough proteins. It is so important. It is so crucial, because there was a point in my life where I realized that I'm not having enough protein and I'm going to the gym on a regular. But also, once I started having enough protein, once I've started consuming and tracking my protein intake, and it's a little bit difficult for me because I'm on a plant-based diet. So, like, I don't eat meat. It's been already like 8 years, almost 8 years that I haven't eaten meat, and I'm allergic to dairy. So I have to really watch my protein intake, and I have to find and consume a lot of other alternatives of protein to make sure that I'm on track with my proteins. Not only helps you with muscle recovery, but it also contributes so much to your mental health and the functioning of your brain, because and the thing is, it's also important to consume different varieties of protein, because every protein, whether it's animal derived or plant-based, it has different kinds of amino acids. And amino acids is exactly what your brain feeds off, because these amino acids help our brain to produce necessary hormones to support its function. And yeah, number 10, I think it's also very obvious, go to sleep at reasonable hours. And I'm just like anyone. I like to stay up late once in a while and just have a movie night or go out with my friends and have a, girls' night out and stuff. But I don't do it often, because for me, healthy sleep is a priority. And God, there is nothing like healthy sleep. We're functioning. The way you live, like, sleep is such a crucial part of our well-being and our functioning. I cannot stress this enough, but we need all this, like, you need only 5 hours of sleep a day or something. All of that is BS. Your body needs at least, like, adults need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Now, it depends how active you are, but at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep is what you need. Some people are okay with 6.5, for example, or 6, but seriously, like, don't go below that. Because, yeah, sleep also contributes to longevity. So, the most important hours of our sleep are between like 1 and 3 a.m. as long as I remember. And I definitely do feel that if I go to sleep past 12 a.m., I do feel tired. And I do feel like even if I slept 8 hours, I still do feel tired. If I go to bed late, I will wake up the next morning. After sleeping 8 hours, I will still feel tired. I feel like I've missed out on something, and I would feel sluggish and just not good. And whenever I go to sleep before 12 a.m., like at 11, let's say, I feel more energized. I feel like I could sleep 7 hours and feel great if I went to bed at 11. It's challenging to just go to bed at 11, especially when you just want to watch like some Netflix, but I will always regret it the next morning, I know. So yeah, healthy sleep, going to bed at reasonable hours, it's gonna help a lot, and it really, really does contribute to also your recovery, your muscle recovery, and it just helps me to really reset my brain for the next day and just feel rested and ready to conquer the next day. So this is my routine, basically habits that I've incorporated into my life that helped me to really improve the quality of my life, but also helped me a lot with my mental health. Yeah, basically, I hope that it was helpful. But I also, some of those things are obvious and simple, but also all of these together, that's the thing, that it's not just one thing or the other. It's all of those 10 things, all of those 10 habits together. And I keep doing them with the discipline, consistency, every day, every week. I keep up with all of 10 of these, and that's what contributes. That's because doing just one or two definitely is not going to help me much. Now that I'm doing every day consistently, I'm doing all 10 of these, this has helped me. This is exactly what helped me improve the quality of my life, my well-being, my mental health. And yeah, so give it a try, maybe. And trust me, like if you give it 2 weeks, and you can start also slowly, like adding one by one each week or within like a few days, you will see the results. Trust me. I also thought that it's impossible. I also thought I'm not a morning person. I never thought, like, listen, if someone told me 3 years ago, you will be waking up every day at 7 a.m. and going to the gym Monday to Friday, I would not believe them. I'll be like, someone must be paying me to do this. It's impossible. That's not me. And here I am. That's me. I'm that girl. So if I can become that person, you can become that person too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching again, and thank you for your support. If you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, and yeah, I will see you next week. Bye.